The June primary ballot is filling up. Joining me is Bill Young, Republican candidate for South Carolina's 1st Congressional District. Thank you for being here. You recently threw your hat in the ring, so now the field has widened just a bit. And I'm curious why you decided to jump into the race at this point.
Yeah, that's right. So I decided to jump in the race because I'm tired of the lip service that our current representative is giving. I'm tired of the fact that she says she supports our veterans and she gives them lip service. When it comes to foreign policy, we don't have coherent foreign policy. And when it comes to the economy, we're not really getting good representation and good work when it comes to economics. And as an economics major in NC State, I feel like I have a good understanding of business and what needs to transform to attack inflation.
And I want to hear more about your background. Of course, you're talking about the incumbent Nancy Mace. She is seeking a 3rd term in Congress right now, and she is currently endorsed by House Speaker Mike Johnson as well as former President Donald Trump. So with that kind of backing, I'm curious where you're going to find those inroads with constituents to place their vote for you rather than for Ms. Mace.
Yeah, great question. So when it comes to her endorsement with President Trump, we talk with a lot of Trump supporters, and we don't really see a lot of the support coming from those supporters. They're not a big fan of her. They understand that she turned her back on Trump. And a lot of the supporters for Trump, they know that, and they see right through it. And when it comes to Speaker Johnson, there's a lot of Republicans in this district who are not happy with what he's doing. When it comes to funding for Ukraine, I am for us being strong and making sure that we're supporting Israel, but a lot of Republicans want to see Johnson really speak up against the Democrats. Take these bills, put them to Senate, and make them vote it down. And that's what they want to see him do, and he's not doing it.
He's taken a lot of hits lately.
Yeah,
he certainly has. So it sounds like as a GOP candidate, you are endorsing Donald Trump for president.
I'm endorsing the Republican nominee. I love Trump's policies, and I'm absolutely endorsing Donald Trump for president.
Okay.
And I would also say that Major General Livingston, who's a Medal of Honor recipient, has endorsed us, and I'm also a Marine veteran.
Yes, indeed, and we've had him on this program as well. Wonderful stand-up guy. Definitely trust his thought process as well. But I'd love to learn a little bit more about what sets you up and prepares you for public service. Have you ever run for a public office before?
Great question. So this will be my first time running for public office. This will not be my first time serving this country. So did 4 years in the Marine Corps, was Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I didn't stop serving our veterans. When I went to NC State and got my degree in economics, I helped volunteer with a gentleman, John Turner, and we helped create it's called the Veteran Life Center, and it's a homeless shelter for veterans. And what it did is it transitioned veterans to be self-reliant individuals. So they didn't have to rely on a shelter. And currently, I'm also the state director for a nonprofit where we enrich veterans' lives through outdoor recreational therapy. Unfortunately, as a Marine veteran, I've had 12 of my colleagues who have taken their life from the Marine Corps. So I'm very passionate about mental health when it comes to our veterans, and that's a huge part of our platform as well. The VA Office of Inspector General states that 80% of our VA facilities nationally are understaffed. And Nancy Mace wants to copy my platform when it comes to the shrimping industry. Well, I'd like to see her start talking about the decentralization of HR in the VA and how that's a problem. So if she wants to copy my platform, I'd love to see her copy that as well. Because Nancy Mace is my puppet, and she's a copycat. And if we want a leader in office, then we need to elect Bill Young, because I'm the one who's going to be working for our constituents and actually talking about local issues.
Well, you certainly know how to advocate for yourself, Mr. Young. I have to say that. What about advocating for the people here in South Carolina as it pertains to border security, for instance? I think that's number one on your platform, amongst the other issues that you've addressed.
Yes, absolutely. A border is very important. We have to end catch and release. We have to reinstate remain in Mexico. We have to finish the wall. And on top of that, we have to stop incentivizing illegal immigration. We've got to make sure that our immigration judges are empowered, that they have a staff that we can work through these over 8 million individuals who've come here illegally. And it takes 5 years right now for an individual to see their first court case on an immigration judge. So when I talk with our immigration judges and I say, how can I help you? They say, give us a staff. There's a courthouse in Texas that has 9 judges and over 200,000 cases amongst all of them. And they have 1 law clerk. They need help.
Yeah, certainly. Now, you're not only running against incumbent Nancy Mace, you're also running against Catherine Templeton. Primaries coming up on June 11th. So what sets you apart from Catherine?
Yeah, so, neither one of them have served in the military. So I have service in the military. Catherine Templeton has no platform when it comes to military and our veterans. You can go on her website right now and you'll see it. She doesn't know what the veterans need. We have a large demographic of veterans here. We've got at least over 80,000 veterans in this district. So we need And she doesn't have that on her platform. She's also not going out there shaking hands and meeting folks. So it would be nice to see that. And
speaking of which, you've got some events coming up?
We do, absolutely. We've got an event April 30th that a lady is doing in Mount Pleasant, and then we're working on a fundraiser with Major General Livingston.
All right, and anybody who wants to support your campaign, how do they do so? Where do they go?
BillYoungForCongress.org. Go to our website. You can donate. You can join our movement. We need volunteers. We need people to knock on doors. We've already started knocking on doors, and we're getting a lot of good reception.
Bill Young, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We're back in 2 minutes.